In today's video, we're going to be showing you 10 people who won millions of dollars from the lottery and ended up losing it all. So the next time you buy a lottery ticket, remember these people and make sure you don't turn up on a list like this. Let's scratch away at number 10. Jack Whitaker. In 2002, Jack won a huge lump sum of cash from the Powerball jackpot, and at the time, he was the biggest lottery winner in history. The prize Jack got was $314 million. He went from being a West Virginia construction worker to being the richest person in his town. Jack pledged 10% of his lottery winnings to charity and also donated around $14 million to establish his own charity. He also bought the deli clerk who sold him the ticket a new house, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and a check for $44,000. This may be disturbing for some viewers, but Jack's daughter's boyfriend was found dead to overdose in his house in 2004. Jack was robbed 2 times when thieves broke into his car and stole $545,000 and $200,000 in cash. Jack lost several family members in the upcoming years and even lost his granddaughter. He was being sued by a casino for bouncing $1.5 million worth of checks and even had thieves show up to 12 different branches and cash 12 checks in his name. Jack eventually lost all of his money and passed away in 2020. Number 9. David Lee Edwards. This one is tough to hear, quite sad honestly. David Lee Edwards won a lottery of $27 million, and just 5 years later, he was penniless, living out of a storage unit with his wife. David spent the fortune on typical goodies that many lottery ticket winners spend money on: high-end cars, planes, and even a mansion. David and his wife blew $3 million in the first 3 months of winning the lottery, and after just 1 year, they'd spent a total of $12 million. A few years later, the couple spiraled into drug addiction, and David eventually died alone and in hospice care at the young age of 58. Number 8. Mickey Carroll. Mickey was just 19 years old when he won the British jackpot of $11.8 million. Mickey was known as the Lotto Lout for being such a young lottery winner. Much of his earnings went to drug-fueled partying, jewelry, fast cars, and other materialistic things. Just a few years later, Mickey was working at a slaughterhouse, making a few $100s per week. In 2021, he remarried his ex-wife, and she later left him when she found out Mickey was hooking up with prostitutes. Lucky number 7. Callie Rogers. Rogers was only 16 years old when she won the lottery. She won a total jackpot of $2.3 million in 2003. 10 years later, Rogers had only $2,500 in her bank account. Rogers reportedly spent over $300,000 on cocaine alone, and the rest of her money on plastic surgery, high-end clothing, gifts, and partying. Callie was later banned from driving after crashing her car while being chased by the police. At the age of 33, just 17 years after striking riches, she was down to nothing. Number 6. Janite Lee. Miss Lee was a South Korean immigrant who was working for a wig shop in 1993. She won a total prize of $18 million, and 8 years later, when she filed bankruptcy, she had just $700 in the bank and was $2.5 million in debt. Lee didn't spend her money on a lavish lifestyle. Instead, she simply donated too much money to charities and causes she believed in. She donated huge chunks of money to education, politics, and social causes. Sadly, bankruptcy hit her hard, and her $18 million was completely gone. Number 5. Willie Hurt. This one really does hurt. Willie won a total of $3.1 million in a Michigan Super Lotto jackpot in 1989. Just 2 years later, he'd spent all his money on cocaine and was going through a divorce as well. He was charged with murdering a woman while on a 2-day drug and alcohol bender. Willie lost all his money and was sentenced to trial for the murder he took place in. Number 4. Urooj Khan. Khan was a lottery winner of just $1 million. However, something very mysterious happened to him. In Chicago, at the age of just 46 years old, he died of natural causes just a few weeks after winning the lottery. He hadn't received his money yet. The case was later reopened, and it was discovered that he actually passed away due to cyanide. The case was looked into deeply, However, the case still remains unsolved. Number 3. Denise ROSSI. Would you ever leave your significant other if you won the lottery? Well, that's exactly what happened here with Denise ROSSI. She wanted a divorce with her husband, Thomas, fast. Thomas later found out she'd won a California lottery of $1.3 million. Thomas took Denise to court, and it was ruled that Denise broke asset disclosure laws to hide the winnings. Every single penny of the lottery winnings was taken from Denise and given to Thomas. Number 2. Evelyn Basehore. Evelyn beat the odds of 1 in 15 trillion. Yes, you heard that correctly. The chances of her winning the lottery 2 times was set to 1 in 15 trillion. She won a total of $3.9 million in 1985 and won another $1.4 million just 5 months later. She won a total of $5.4 million, and just 15 years later, she was broke and moved into a trailer park in New Jersey. She did admit to still playing the lottery from time to time. Wouldn't that be crazy if she had won it again? Number 1. Martyn and Kay Tott. Let's imagine you just won $5 million. Where do you put the ticket? Your wallet? Your drawer? Your safe? This couple won a $5 million jackpot. The couple was even able to provide proof of the ticket numbers to officials that they truly did win, and they simply lost the ticket. Their 30-day limit passed and the ticket was never found, and it was the largest unclaimed amount since the lottery began in 1994. Mr. Tott told the Daily Mail, "It drains the life from you and puts a terrible strain on your marriage. It was the cruelest torture imaginable." What do you think of our top 10 list? Do you know any big lottery winners who lost it all?